Yeah, hi guys. Today we are going to discuss another important questions about 1000 practice MCQs for NEET. Okay, you have to come across these innovative questions. You may get expert these topics like today I am going to deal the topic which is neural control and coordination from third session. Okay, we did complete 2 sessions about that chapter questions. Today is the third day, it is the final day. We will going to complete all MCQs from this, PYQs and as well most innovative questions. Okay, I hope you guys understand previous questions. Yeah. This question is last session we did like sound like there is a mic problem. Yeah, I am going to explain it this question. Okay. Yeah, which statement is correct regarding the resting membrane potential of neuron? Okay. Yes, which statement is correct regarding the resting membrane? Yeah, resting membrane potential of neuron. Neuron resting membrane potential is what? Okay. If it is neuron, the membrane which is below the axons, this is the membrane place where the electrical impulses or signals they can pass. Mean in the wave pattern there is a signals pass throughout the neuron into the to pass into the another neuron. Okay, any signals they can pass through the membrane layer of the axon. This is axonal membrane. Guys, if it is no signals transfer, if it is no signals transfer in the resting membrane, mean there is no signals transfer throughout the membrane. Okay, it is the resting mode of the axon. So if we take this part, the resting membrane, what happened inside if there is no signals pass? Okay, the potential of electrical charge here minus 70 MV. This is the resting potential. This is the resting potential minus 70 MV. This is the, if there are any no signals, there is no electrical charges going to take place, mean there is no sensory neurons and motor neurons carry forward the information through this membrane. That is the condition we can call resting membrane, that potential which is minus 70 MV. Okay, how it is maintained? How it is maintained mean there are certain like elements which is sodium and potassium is there. Sodium and potassium is the reason for this minus 70 MV. Okay, yeah, how? Mean potassiums are most abundant inside the membrane. Potassiums are condition number one, potassiums are more abundant inside the membrane. Okay, yes, sodiums are outside the membrane is more abundant. Sodiums are outside the membrane. And the next condition, second condition, potassiums are permeable of this membrane. Sodium almost impermeable. Sodium almost impermeable, potassium is the permeable. Mean potassium is always trying to go out and sodium trying inside. In the there is, if the channel open, otherwise there is a potassium is inside, okay, is most abundant, and the sodium is outside most abundant. Mean potassium is permeable and sodium is impermeable. These conditions created minus 70 MV always, until and unless any channel open. Channels are there. One is like leakage gated channel, mechanical gated channel, voltage gated channel, and ligand gated channel, chemical. Channel. This is voltage gated channel, electrical. Okay. Throughout the membrane, these channels are located according to the, if the mechanical pressure going to take place, any mosquito if it is bite, there is a mechanical gated channel open. If the gated channel open, the sodium is always trying to inside. If gated channels are open, sodium fastly enters inside. If any mechanical gated channel open. So statement is what? Which statement is correct regarding the resting membrane potential of neuron? Resting membrane is minus 70 MV. The inside the axon positively charged. No, always it is negatively charged. Negatively minus 70 MV. Millivolts, negatively charged. Sodium ions is concentrated inside than outside. No, sodium ion is outside the membrane. Sodium ion is there. Inside potassium is there. Potassium ions more concentrated inside than outside. This statement is correct. Okay. The sodium potassium pump moves Na inside and potassium is outside. If the potassium is outside, how it is? Potassium is most abundant inside. So this is not a sodium potassium pump, this is any gated channel open. If any gated channel open, that will be happen. Okay. Yeah. Third statement is correct statement about this question, guys. Okay. Yeah, you have to look into this ones. Okay. Leakage gated channels are 4. Okay. Resting potential is minus 70 MV. These are the conditions how it is maintained minus 70 MV. Okay. Yes. Next question. During the transmissions, now impulses through a neuron the potential on the inner side of the plasma membrane as electrical charge. Yeah, first negative, then positive, again back to the negative, first positive, then negative, again back to the positive, remains positive. Or yeah, actually this question is come across previous class, but there is a mic problem, there is a sound, is no sound for this question. So that is why again I am explain this. Okay, this is important question, okay, for NEET. Okay, yes. During the transmission of nerve impulse, during the transmission, this word is important. During the transmission, not in the resting potential. The nerve impulses through neuron, the potential inner side of the plasma membrane as electrical charge. What kind of electrical charge is there inner side of the neuron? Okay. This is the neuron. The neuron membrane minus 70 MV it is maintained, as we know, right? So minus 70 MV, minus 70 MV. So potential is what? Potential is minus 70 MV, that is the potential is resting potential. Minus 70 is resting potential, guys. Resting potential is minus 70 MV. Okay? Yes. If come to this, any channel open, first is negative, first is negative, first is positive, this is wrong, first is not positive at all, remains positive, it is also wrong at all, remain negative, either 1 or 4, okay, either A or D. So minus 70 is there. If any mechanical gated channel open, if any mechanical gated channel open, what happened? This channel, mechanical gated channel open. If any like mechanically pressure is going to created any neuron, first the dendrite part which is open the mechanical gated channel. In this condition, sodium immediately enter inside. Sodium immediately enter inside. Sodium ion is always plus charge, right? If the plus charge enter inside, there is a like minus 70 going to decrease, mean there is a voltage, electrical charge is changed. This minus 70 turn into the minus 60, minus 60. If the sodium is plus, right, if the sodium plus, they can charge, plus charge, if the plus charge enter, this minus 70 become minus 60, mean there is a change of the voltage, millivolt, 70 millivolt turn into the 60 millivolt. There is a voltage change. In that way, there is a voltage gated channel open. Voltage gated channel open. If the voltage gated channel open, there are number of sodiums are enter inside. Number of sodium ions enter inside. So in this condition, minus 60 is here, minus 60 is threshold potential. Threshold potential, minus 70 turn into the minus 60 here, minus 70 turn into the minus 60. If the threshold potential going to created, sodium ions more enter inside. Sodium ions more enter inside up to the plus 30. Up to the plus 30. Plus 30 is action potential. Plus 30 is the action potential. Mean this is the condition we can call depolarization. Depolarization mean one wave which is crossed here, just look into here, one wave which is cross depolarization. Depolarization. One wave is going to up. In this condition, the sodium is move this side and potassium is slowly exit out. The plus charge of the potassium slowly exit out. In this condition, there is a negativity, huge negativity going to create this segment. That is up to the minus 90, because of sodium plus charge is going to move front side, and at the same time potassium is leaving from the membrane. Mean potassium channels slowly open. Potassium is always trying to exit out from the membrane. In this condition, sodium move front side and potassium move exit out. That is the condition. There is a huge negativity up to the minus 90. Up to the minus 90 going to create it. This is hyperpolarization. Hyperpolarization. This is repolarization. Downward is repolarization. Depolarization is plus charge going to created, repolarization is minus charge going to created. Here repolarization, this is depolarization, this is repolarization. So in this wave pattern, they can forward into the axonal membrane. Throughout the axon, they can reach end of the axon. Further, they can take the chemical charge, which is hormonal acetylcholine, which is neurotransmitter created in the synapse to transfer the signal into the next segment, next neuron. That is the chemical impulses. This is electrical impulses, that is chemical impulses. Okay, I hope you guys clear about it. Okay, yeah. So answer first is negative minus 70, then positive plus 30, and negative again minus 90. This is the graph about shows that first option. I hope you guys understand. Next question. Impulses conduction is faster myelinated neurons. Of course, saltatory conduction. Yes. Which one of the following is pairs is correctly matched? Cerebellum, hypothalamus, correctly matched. Hypothalamus, medulla and cerebrum. This is the medulla. Heart control is always medulla. Medulla. And medulla is not memory, this is cerebrum. Cerebrum, memory, like intellectuality and all. Logical thinking, everything. Cerebellum, not language comprehension, it is balance, posture and balance. Balance. Hypothalamus is thermoregulator. This is the right answer. Hypothalamus is the thermoregulator. Okay? Yes. The ion is responsible for the synaptic vessels or the calcium. Calcium push neurotransmitter into the synapses gaps where there is a acetylcholine. Okay? Calcium push into the synaptic gap. Okay? Yes. Next question. The correct sequence events reflex are reflect arc flow, yeah, these questions we did complete previously. Yeah, now new questions. Yeah. Electrical synapse are differ from the chemical synapse. Yeah, electrical synapse are faster transmission and no synaptic delay. Okay, chemical synapses are located where the synapse cleft is there. Okay, yes. Yeah, receptor sites neurotransmitters are present on. Receptor sites in the neurotransmitter, presynaptic membrane, post tips of axon, postsynaptic membrane and synaptic vessels. Postsynaptic membrane. Okay, yeah. This is the axon, this is the next axon, this is the membrane where the calcium channel open, there is a chemical which is pushed into outside. This is the presynaptic membrane. Presynaptic membrane. This chemical which is enter into this gap, this is the gap. Okay, there is a receivers are there in the postsynaptic membrane. There is a receivers, receptors. Receivers mean they can receive this chemical. This receptor located at postsynaptic membrane. Presynaptic and postsynaptic, this is the place we can call synaptic cleft. Synaptic cleft. Okay, guys, this presynaptic and postsynaptic, there is a receptor membrane which is receptor sites located in the postsynaptic membrane. Together we can call synaptic cleft. This neurotransmitters which is acetylcholine pushed by calcium ions into the gap which is synapse, they can received by the postsynaptic membrane. So this is the answer. Next question. Neurotransmitter released the neuromuscular junction. Okay, which neurotransmitter here in the junction the release? Okay, yes. So it is about the neurotransmitter released at the neuromuscular junction which is motor neuron. Motor neuron. Motor neuron is what? Motor neuron which is connected, the neuron which is connected to the skeletal muscle. Okay, neuron which is connected to the skeletal muscle. Okay, this is the muscle. Okay, if the muscle is contraction is going to take place, the muscle is contraction is going to take place, that is the signal which is carry forward through the neuron itself. There is a gap between the muscle and a neuron filled by a chemical which is acetylcholine. Okay, guys, this is the acetylcholine answer. Okay, next, resting membrane potential is neuron is mainly due to, of course, this is sodium potassium distribute, sodium potassium pump. Okay, potassiums are inside more, sodium is outside more. Okay, sodium is always trying to enter inside, they are looking into the inside, and potassium is mostly inside they are located. That is why the resting potential is maintained minus 70 MV. Okay, yes. Next question. In human, which part of the brain control voluntary movements? Voluntary movements, actually medulla oblongata is, they can regulate the heart rate and respiration system, and this is the hypothalamus is the thermoregulator, and cerebellum is, they can control the balance and posture. And if come to the cerebrum, this is the answer, cerebrum is the right answer, they can control voluntary muscles. Yeah, guys, today's session is over. Tomorrow we will look into the another topic, most important questions for coming NEET. Thank you.